Hi everybody, welcome to Transformation Thursday. It's a series started by two gorgeous gals, Melody at Transforming Melody and Rhonda aka Spanky Cola. The premise being you can't successfully change the outside without successfully changing the inside. That inside being your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit, the whole kit and caboodle. Here at TruffleBunny headquarters, I wholeheartedly agree with this whole theory. So why don't you come on in, see how my week has gone, how God's working with me this week, and what my goals are for the coming week. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Transformation Thursday. I'm just gonna say it plain out. God is working with me on patience again this week. Patience and trusting in Him. That has been made most evident this last week, and I feel like it's going to continue. I have been gone since 3 o'clock this morning. I work from 3:30 till 11:30, or whenever I get out. Today I happened to get out at 11:30. I had to go pick up my couple pairs of glasses from the eye doctor, which is an hour away. And I hate the city. I'm sorry, people who live in the city. I love being able to walk from place to place and not have to take my car out all the time. But the traffic, the buildings, the people, I feel so claustrophobic. I just can't even. How people live there, I can't. I need space. So I had my weigh in at 3 o'clock this morning. 240.4 I think is what I weighed in at, but I forgot. I am stopped at a stopped at a scenic rest stop in the middle of our lake that's on the road that leads to our islands, and I'm so close to home. And I had to sit here because there's a storm brewing, and I absolutely love storms. I love the wind. I loved the feel of the wild energy, the pounding rain, thunder and lightning. I used to, well, not just me, but myself and my siblings, my family used to sit on my grandmother's front porch and just watch the storms roll through across the mountains. I guess the storms kind of remind me of home, but now I'm not saying they don't come with some warnings and some let's shut off the TV kind of bits. But I love to watch them. I love to wait for them. Almost antsy. I love it. So I had to stop. I love to look at the lake when the storm is brewing. It gets very dark. It gets choppy. It's just kind of how I feel lately. Choppy. And just the wicked, just wild energy. It kind of hectic and frantic, and the energy is stressed out. And that has been my week the past, and I know it's going to be the week coming. So God is definitely, I guess I'm His goal this month for patience and trusting Him. And He's never let me down before. So why not? But I'm going to get home and I will finish the rest of this video for you. Hopefully it will upload fine, but I will finish the rest of this video for you when I get home, and I will fill you in on the rest. Hi guys, I'm back home. I can kind of get my thoughts together and center, focus a little bit better. Now that I'm home, I've had a few minutes to unwind, and yeah, good strong cup of coffee. No joke. This will make your britches get up and walk without you. But I need it today. So now that I'm able to stop and think about it and my brain's not so frazzled, let's do a proper Transformation Thursday, shall we? So I weighed in this morning, and now that I actually looked at my numbers, I can give you the proper numbers. I weighed in at 243.2 last week. That was a 1.2 pound gain. This morning I weighed in at 240.4, which is a 2.8 pound loss, putting me at a total loss of 10.6. They're telling me that's an average of 0.9 pounds a week, which when I think about it per week for how I lose, that's pretty good. But I guess it's just taken me so long to lose the 10.5 pounds that, I mean, it's taken me, literally, it's taken me 3 months. Yeah, it's taken me 3 months to lose 10.5 pounds. That just drives me nuts. But I know how my body works. I know there's things I've still got to work on improving, so it can only go up from here. Well, the weight can only go down from here, right? Okay, so what did I do right last week? Last week, I drank nothing with, other than my coffee, I drank nothing with points in it. Nothing with sugar, nothing with anything. I did try a new sugar-free, drink mixes. Now, I am very, very sensitive to sugar alternatives, but I diluted these so much. Like, I think the mix says to mix 1 packet per 16-ounce bottle of water. I mix it in 1 liter of water. That's how much I'm diluting things. So I don't like sweet, so which is why I dilute it as much as I do. I just don't like sweet drinks or anything. I honestly think that's from working with chocolate for so many years. You smell the sweet and sugar all day. So when I get a craving, it's not usually for sweet anything. It might be for the texture of something sweet, but it's not for the sugar itself. But moving on. The other thing I did right was after my 50-point surprise on Friday, no joke, I really kind of tried to keep everything else kind of on an even keel. Although last week I did use every single, well, no, I didn't use all of my weeklies. I had 3 left, and I've never, since the very start of doing Weight Watchers for the last 3 months, I have never used all of them. I've never used more than half, and I certainly wouldn't have used as many as I used if it hadn't been for that whopping surprise. But anyway, I compensated for the rest of the week. I was very careful about what I ate. I made efforts to, while my week was wonky activity-wise, I did make efforts to take more steps and just move a little bit more in general. Just because I knew I just had to stay moving. I did meet my activity goal. Weight Watchers set it at 53 points. I got 58. While that is below my personal, mental goal that I had, I'm going to take it and run. With the way things had gone, I'm just going to take it and run. I am, however, I'm going to adjust that in the week coming, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. So, the things I need to improve. I need to improve my activity. First, foremost, I need to improve my activity. I'm so busy right now that mentally and physically I am busy. But it's not out and out activity, and I need to figure out the best way to work that in for me. I love to do Zumba. I love to do the Leslie Sansone walk at home videos on YouTube. There's I think it's called Fitness Blender. That's great. The problem is I'm not even getting 10 minutes where I've got a chunk of time. And it comes down to, sometimes I'm just so tired that when I do have that 10 minutes, for my mental, stability, I need to take that 10 minutes and just breathe. I need to stop for just 10 minutes and just don't focus on anything but just spending time with God and being quiet. I can't put myself in that place anymore. I was hospitalized, about 12 years ago. I was hospitalized for exhaustion just because of my habits, I guess you could say. I don't stop much, and at the time I had 2 little boys that weren't old enough to do things for themselves. So on top of everything I'm doing now, I also had 2 little boys that I spent as much time with them as I could. I knew they were going to grow quickly, and I didn't want to miss it. But with everything going on, and at the time, I was a yes girl. You needed it, I'd do it. You needed it, I'll be right there. Never mind how much it stressed me out, how tired I was, how much it took away from other things that needed my attention more. You know, if it helps somebody, I would do it. And I've learned I just can't do that anymore. When I could not stay awake to dress my children and to walk them up to the bus stop. I couldn't stay awake to dial a phone. And it was totally involuntary. It wasn't like, oh, I just want to go back to sleep. I physically I couldn't do it. So my husband had taken me to the ER, and I ended up in the hospital, and he just said it was exhaustion, and that when I start to feel certain symptoms, then I need to step back and just pull back on the reins and take a breather for a couple of days, because it takes my body that long to, I guess, calm back down and to fully rest again. And I feel like these last couple weeks have been really a test of that. And I see another one coming up. So that 10 minutes that I get, you know, I might have for a breather, if it's, you know, it's not usually even 10 minutes, but any minute I get, I just need to stop just for a little while to just reset myself to keep me going till my next thing. So I do need to improve activity, but I've got to find out a way that works for my schedule and everything I've got going on, to fit it in and to make it something I like, so I keep doing it. I know I'm going to get there. I will get there. I'm bound and determined. It's just finding that right fit. Goals for this week. Well, I'm going to continue with my Let God Fight Your Battles Bible study / devotional that I've got going for Worship Wednesdays. That has really, even I'm not reading it in the manner of an instruction manual, which is kind of how it's written. I'm getting a lot from it, and it really is helping me to see things a little differently. And some things just, you know, you read them and they floor me. So I am getting a lot from that. I'm going to continue with that. I can't finish it today or this week. I've got quite a bit left on it, and while I'm reading it in sections, I'm trying not to read it too quickly, because I don't want to miss something that I might be meant to get from it. I also, this week, because of my schedule, because of everything going on and the just absolute chaos of this coming week and the last week, one of my goals is to spend more time with God, and it just, you know, He keeps me more centered and I'm more able to focus. So that's going to be an important thing coming up. So my Fit Point goals. Excuse me. I'm going to leave the app saying 53 Fit Points. However, I am aiming for 65 to 70 for the week. I know I can do it because I did almost 70 a few weeks ago. I see, yes, a busy week coming up, but I think I can do it. I don't think I can. I know I can. It's just a matter of getting my butt moving, you know? Let's face it. I can do it. It's doing it. So I'm personally shooting for 65 to 70, but I'm leaving my app at 53. The other thing is try that again. It's the coffee talking. I had done really well in weeks past with my food. I'm going to stay with the same meal plan. Sorry, company for a second. So, moving on. Oh, yes. Okay, so the meals I did really good with last week, but I think I can still improve them a little bit. And I said, cause last week, while the meal, except for that little 50-point surprise, meals were good, but I didn't prep like I normally do for the coming week, just because I usually do my prep on Sunday afternoons after church, and I set up my entire fridge, my entire menu plan. I do the cooking for the week, as much as I can anyway, and everything is ready for me. No dinner during my week takes more than 20 to 25 minutes to cook, and that's if it's a long day, if it's a long extended menu. So I need to do my prep this week. I need to make, you know, that's one stress I don't need. So doing more of my meal prep this week, definitely. Keeping my water and my 0-point drinks going. That worked really well for me. I've got to find a place to get those drinks around here it's difficult because I can't get them here on the islands. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to go to town at least once this week. And if, well, I am. I'm going to be going on Sunday for church. So I think Sunday I'll stop by a couple stores that are around the church and see if I can find it there. But yeah, the 0 Point drinks work really good to change up my water, but I mix the powder in with my electrolyte water. So I still get all the electrolytes and everything, and a little flavor too. So, finances. So I've done June budget, so now my husband and I need to have a June finance meeting. We do a budget meeting every month, and we need to go over the June budget and review the May budget. I hate talking finance with him, but not because he puts up a stink or anything. It's just, I don't know. To me, it doesn't always come easily to other people. And here again, that's where, God working with me and patience is just, that's one more check mark that I need to pay attention to. So as far as family and home goals, I'd like to deep clean this week. I really would like to take my fridge apart and clean it. I would love to give my give my carpets a good vacuum, and dusting and everything else for my ceiling fan, and just typical spring cleaning that most people have done by now. Yeah, it's just getting warm enough here now to open up the doors and stuff, so I'd like to do that, at least some of that this week, and I'd like to find more of my craft room / office here. I've done really good, made a good dent, but I need to get more done. It ain't good. So those are my goals for this week. This week, just God is working with me with patience, trusting Him. It's a continued process for this week with the way my schedule and stuff is set up. And, it's just something that just suddenly seemed to jump out at me is a little card I have sitting, actually it's right under my tripod. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." It's Jeremiah 29:11. That is one of my favorite scripture verses. And I have to remind myself that God has His plan for me. I'm just to move in His direction. Whatever direction He gives me, I'm to move. So He is working with me again this week with patience, trusting Him and trusting the instructions I get from Him. Last week, He was working with me with patience and perseverance. And yeah, I really, at first, at the beginning of last week, I thought it was just about my weight. It most certainly was not, and I learned that quickly. There are things that, just didn't push buttons. I don't anger very easily. I will say when I get angry, I tend to not stay angry, but I get really angry and I burn myself out like a candle, like really quickly. It just exhausts me. It makes me feel horrible. But I'm not usually quick to anger. I might be stubborn. I'm gonna put that right out there. Stubborn, capital letters, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. But I'm an overall, I feel like, positive person, and I'm usually patient with others. I'm not so patient with myself. I'm not so patient with results that I'm aiming for. I am more patient with others in most cases. I will tell you, the lack of intelligence that comes through sometimes, which might seem like an on-purpose thing, kills me. It's one thing to ask a question, it's another thing to ask a dumb question. In other words, one that's already been answered, you just weren't paying attention. However, that goes right along with the patience work, people. I'm telling you, I am a constant work in progress. But seriously, do you guys, does everybody, get mad over, or irritated? Not really mad, just irritated over things like that? I don't mind explaining things to people. I can explain things to people 5, 6, 8 times, the same thing, if they don't understand it legitimately. It's when they're just not paying attention and then they don't understand it because they missed something I said that kills me. Well, this is the end for this Transformation Thursday. I'm sorry it's kind of rather screwy. It's been just that kind of day. Haven't had all my coffee. And I need more sleep. Need more sleep. So tomorrow I work, but I work later in the morning. I go in for about 2 hours later, which for me is like gravy. So on Fridays, when I work, I only work maybe 4 hours. So I'm okay with that. I have a lot, again, I got a lot going on at home. So even though I don't work a full day, it's going to be a full out day here. But I'm going to end this Transformation Thursday. And I hope everybody had a great week and you're preparing for it to have an excellent week to come. I think it's a brand new week, just it has so much potential. Really, every week, every new week, I feel like on Thursday, it's like there's so much potential. You get to plan a new week. And it's not because I get to flip the page in my planner. It's like, okay, total reset. Let's see what we can do this week. So I'm aiming for changes this week. I'm aiming for personal changes, spiritual changes, and obviously weight changes this week. So I see nothing but good things coming for myself and for you. All right, we'll see you probably tomorrow.